To add an assignment to Blackboard, what you first need to do is when you log in, take a look at the information that Blackboard gives you on the left-hand side in your menu. They don't have a place listed for assignments, so you'll need to decide where you want to do that. The content button is usually the best place. You can just rename the link. I'm going to call it assignments. And then once you have that link named, click on the check and then click on assignments to get to the content area. Do note that your students won't see this until you have put some content into that area. Once you click on assignments, you'll see that you can now build content in here. Although what you want is not under the build content area. What you want to do is create an assessment. Not sure why they call it that, but that's where the assignments are. So if you click on there, you will see the option to create an assignment. Once you click on assignment, then you will see the information that you can put in here to build your assignment. You only have to put in the areas that indicate a required field, so you'll want to name your assignment. I'm going to call mine Summary 2. They have an option here to change the color. Simply means that Summary 2 would be in a different color, so if you like the idea of that, you can do that. They have a space here for you to write notes for your students. I'm simply going to ask them to post the final version of their summary here. You can give them any directions that you want, and they will see that when they click on assignments. As you arrow down here, you'll see now that you can add your file. You could go into content collection if you want to. If you're not familiar how to use content collection, you can always ask someone here at NWR, or I can give you the information through Blackboard. For now, I'm just going to browse my computer to find my assignment sheet. So once I see that in my window up above, I'll click on that, and it will add that to this assignment area. Okay, the next two steps are, well, the next step is grading. You want to put in here points possible. If you're not using the grading system, you still need to put points in here. It won't really matter if you're not going to use their grade system, but it does require it for you to be able to have them submit. So go ahead and put the points that you would want to make available. I'm simply going to put 100 points. If you have a rubric that you would like your students to see, you can put it here. They also offer a space to create a new rubric. Again, something, if you'd like more information on this, you can contact us at NWR and I can give you the information for that. As you go down to section 4, you're now going to decide how you want to make this assignment available to your students. The very first part at the top is always clicked. It says make the assignment available. I would recommend leaving that there unless for some reason you're going to be working on this for quite a while and you don't want your students to see it. But I would leave it there because you have an option later on to limit the availability. Your first thing here is the number of attempts. You can allow students to submit only one time. You can allow several submissions. The idea behind several submissions is that if a student accidentally loads a different paper, one they don't want you to look at, they can try again without you having to go into the system and delete that file. For now, I think I'm going to leave this at single attempt, even though I'm going to click on that anyway. Okay, now you have your limit availability next, and you can decide if you want your students to see this after your lecture. So perhaps you'll click on that and say, okay, I don't want them to see this assignment until I've had time to talk about it in class, so I'm going to say make this available after our class period on September 27th. So I put in the class period. You do have to enter a time. Then you can choose if you want it to disappear. This may be if you don't allow late assignments, then you don't want them to be able to submit anything after a certain point. So I'm saying after October 13th, too bad, no more submissions. If you do allow late assignments, you might want to have that off and then use the next step, number 5, to track the due date. So you can enter your due date here, and what it will do, it will still allow students to submit after your due date, but it will mark it late for you. The very last step on here is deciding your recipients. The standard is all students individually, which is pretty much what you're going to be doing, but if you do have a group work project and you're wanting to make it available to one person of the group submits the paper, you can click there. Right now it's telling me I don't have any groups set up, which makes sense, so I'm going to go back and put it back at all students individually. Once you have everything set, you simply want to click on Submit, and you can now see that the file is on your screen, but note that it says item is not available to your students yet. If you've submitted it and decided that there's something you want to change, simply go into the chevrons on the side, open that up and hit Edit, and you will be able to change anything that you want to on that page. Once you have made your edits, then simply click Submit again. This time I'm going to decide, hey, I want them to see it right away, so I'll submit. And now the assignment is available to them. To double check that your students are seeing the assignment, turn the edit mode off in the upper right hand corner, and that will allow you to see what they are seeing. So you can see here that we do see the summary too. If it was not available, that would disappear and it would tell you that the content was empty, and then you know that your students are not seeing that. Do remember to turn the edit mode back on when you are finished, because Blackboard will not remember that for you. And there you have assignments.